Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Monday evening. The headline event this week is the Sam and Marilyn Fox Atlas Week, which kicks off this morning. Atlas Week is a week-long program that started back in 2001 to enhance the cross-cultural learning and understanding. Hawa Ibrahim will have a keynote speech on Wednesday evening at 5:30 in the Wool Ballroom. She will speak about gender equality and empowerment of women. Ms. Ibrahim is a senior partner in the Aries Law Firm in Abuja, Nigeria. Haitian Ambassador Raymond Joseph will be at SLU on Tuesday evening in the BSC Ballroom to discuss the conditions on the ground in Haiti, which was ravaged by a devastating earthquake earlier this year. Atlas Week lasts through Saturday, and you can find a calendar of the events at atlas.slu.edu. Another initiative that launched last week to increase cultural understanding in the SLU community is the We Are All Billikens campaign, sponsored by the Great Issues Committee. GIC Chair Steve Della Camera told the University News that the campaign is not only designed to support diversity and acceptance, but to create dialogue about great issues. Participating students receive wristbands which have the slogan We Are All Billikens on them, and by signing a commitment board to visually show the support of diversity in the SLU community. A new graduate program is coming to the Parks College of Engineering, Aviation, and Technology. Parks will be offering a Master's in Science degree of Engineering and a Master of Science in Aviation. The new degree allows current and future SLU students to continue their studies at Parks after they finish their undergraduate coursework. With the new graduate programs, a new program called the Summer Undergraduate Research Experience will begin. We'll have a link to that site to the SURE site on our website, SLU-TV.slu.edu. Last week's 5.5-hour SGA meeting had several bills on the agenda, including, and the U-News' Kelly Dunn reports that one of the most contested bills had to deal with the SLU's policy regarding speakers. The proposed legislation was to address the Senate's dissatisfaction with the current draft of the proposed speaker policy the university has created. Dunn reports that the proposed policy differed from the proposal submitted by the SGA committee, leaving out aspects including a timeline for submitted speakers to be approved or denied, an appeals process which includes student voting members, and a clear definition of what being a Jesuit university means for the speaker policy. The resolution needed 23 votes to pass, but only attained 22. And David Keller was now with first weather, and the weekend was really, really cloudy. It was rainy. We saw a little bit of sun earlier today.
It was dark and dreary, and I know people this morning were asking me, when is the sun coming back? And I said, just wait a couple hours. And sure enough, this afternoon the sun came out, the temperatures warmed up. We are still very warm outside. Right now we're sitting at 57 degrees here at SLU. We warmed all the way up to 60 degrees this afternoon. It felt great out there. This evening temperatures are still in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. North of St. Louis, they're at 61. You can see areas to the east which did not get out of the clouds are still in the 40s, so rather chilly day to our east. Overnight temperatures are going to fall as skies are clear, and we'll have light wind, so that'll equal temperatures bottoming out near 40. But we do have a big warm-up in store. But there is more rain.
Yeah, well,
I hate to tell you about it.
Yeah, it's spring.
It is spring. We're battling winter, but there is warmer weather.
We're going to have to change the slogan from April showers bring Mayflowers to March showers and April showers make Mayflowers.
Yes.
So, thank you, David. The St. Louis Metropolitan Police are adding another resource to keep the public informed about crimes and help get new leads for investigation. The new service called Nixle is used by several metro jurisdictions and works by emailing and text messaging residents about crimes, traffic problems, and weather issues. The free network allows subscribers to addresses to receive electronic notifications. The coverage radius is from 1/4 mile to 25 miles. The St. Louis Police have identified 4 categories of messages: alerts about urgent situations such as abductions, advisories about crime trends, community messages, and traffic problems. Anyone can subscribe online at www.nixle.com. The registration is free, but subscribers may be charged standard text messaging rates by their cell phone providers. The Missouri House of Representatives has endorsed legislation that would lower the age of carrying a concealed weapon. The current law requires residents to be at least 23 years old, clear a background check, and pass firearms training courses to obtain a concealed carry permit. The proposed legislation would lower that age to 21. The legislation needs another vote before moving to the Missouri Senate. Many St. Louisans and many Americans began receiving their census forms in the mail last week. However, local religious and government leaders are concerned that many may be an undercount due to poor planning. A roundtable hosted by the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis, criticism was heard about the Census Bureau's handling of the census. Complaints ranged from the Census Bureau's approach to, that forms award equally in suburbs as well as inner cities, and that census workers were given preference if they were U.S. citizens, even if they do not speak the language of the people they will encounter on field counting. Last Monday, St. Louis Mayor Francis Slade said the failure of the one individual to submit a 2010 census form will be equal to $1,300 in lost federal aid each year. An undercount of 1,000 people would mean a loss of as much as $13 million between today and the 2020 census. Private colleges and universities across the state of Missouri are crying foul about Missouri Governor Jay Nixon's plan to eliminate state-funded scholarships for students not attending a state school, which will affect the Bright Flight and Access Missouri grant programs. The Access Missouri program provided $48.5 million to students at private institutions in 2009, and the Bright Flight program provided $3.6 million to the students at private institutions in 2009. Scott Holste, a spokesperson for Governor Nixon, told KMOX Radio that 52.3% of $52.3 billion, or 48.2%, went to students at private colleges and universities. If the funding for private students was ended, the state would save $52 million a year. If the programs are ended for private students, Missouri would become the first state to do so. When we come back, the president personally lobbies Democrats in the House to pass health care reform, and the legislation passes on party lines last night. And G.I. Jane goes to court. More SLU News 22 after the break.
The images from Haiti are heartbreaking. Homes, hospitals, and schools destroyed. Families searching for loved ones. Parents trying to feed their children. But we can all do something. We can help the American Red Cross as it delivers the food, water, and medicine that can save lives. Donate $10 by texting Haiti to 90999. Visit redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Thanks for your help.
I acknowledge that we are all Billikens,
regardless of race,
religion,
gender,
age,
ability,
political affiliation,
sexual orientation,
and culture. Only by understanding and appreciating that we are all different
can I truly recognize
each person's unique value,
contributions, and potential.
By recognizing and valuing the
diverse members of the St. Louis University community,
I can grow deeper in my relationship
and develop into a man
or woman
for others.
We are all Billikens.
On March 27th, 8:30 p.m., millions around the world will turn off their lights.
For 1 whole hour.
All over the world. Earth Hour. It's time for America to lead.
On clean technologies
and clean jobs.
Because we care about our planet.
And our country. Let the world know you want action on climate change. Turn out for Earth Hour. It's simple. Earth Hour, March 27th, 8:30 p.m.
Welcome back. Democratic leaders on Capitol Hill continue to gain support on the health care reform bill in the House going into the weekend, gaining supporters on the Democratic side of the aisle to round up the necessary 216 votes to pass the reform bill in the House. New supporters of the president's bill include Representative Dennis Kucinich of Ohio, who was a liberal opponent of the bill, who initially felt it didn't go far enough. President Obama will sign the bill into law tomorrow as the Senate works to reconcile the bill. President Obama addressed the nation immediately following the House vote.
After decades of trying and a year of sustained effort and debate, the United States Congress finally declared that America's workers and America's families and America's small businesses deserve the security of knowing that here in this country, neither illness nor accident should endanger the dreams they've worked a lifetime to achieve.
Okay, in the House, gaining supporters on the Democratic side of the aisle to round up the necessary 216 votes to pass the reform bill in the House. Here's that video we were going to show you earlier.
Countdown to the first major health care bill to pass the House in decades.
The yeas are 220, the nays are 215.
It's the first concrete step toward the Obama administration's signature issue of health reform.
The bill is passed.
The bill has new allies among social conservatives, gaining support and endorsement from the nation's 59,000 nuns, a stark contrast with the U.S. Conference of Bishops, who feel the bill will not adequately prevent federal funds from being used for abortion. The Episcopal Church last Wednesday has given the okay to ordination of an openly gay bishop in Los Angeles. Mary Glasspool is the first openly gay bishop approved since 2003 when an openly gay man was elected a bishop in New Hampshire. Glasspool is one of the first two women elected as bishops in the 114-year history of the Los Angeles Diocese. Diane M. Jardine Bruce was approved on March 8th. Glasspool and Bruce were both elected to the position of bishop suffragan, which means they will be assistants to Bruno. Both will be ordained and consecrated at a ceremony on May 15th. Authorities in New Jersey are investigating an announcement over a public address system at a southern New Jersey Walmart. Gloucester County prosecutors have said an unidentified male accessed the system announcing quote, all blacks need to leave the store on last Sunday afternoon around 5 p.m. Prosecutors are investigating the event as a suspected biased intimidation crime. Walmart is reportedly cooperating is reportedly working with officials. Police and prosecutors are reviewing security camera video from the store. Authorities have said that any of the 25 store telephones could have been used to make the announcement. Not all phones are within the range of the surveillance cameras. Officials have also said that Walmart is working to limit the public address feature to a smaller number of in-store phones. Police arrested a teenager in connection with that crime just this past Saturday. The teen's name has not been released. The self-professed Jihad Jane is headed to court on Philadelphia on Thursday, where she pled not guilty to charges. Colleen LaRose has been in jail since her arrest last fall, stemming from her alleged efforts to assist Islamic terrorists. A recent indictment charges her with conspiring with several others to kill a Swedish artist that had offended Muslims. LaRose was scheduled for that hearing last Thursday. The 46-year-old was living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with a boyfriend before fleeing to Europe last August. Authorities have also linked her to terror suspects that were arrested in Ireland. President Obama says there is no crisis in ties between the Israelis despite a disagreement over the Netanyahu administration's plan to build 1,600 homes in East Jerusalem. The United States previously categorized the move by Israel to construct housing in a neighborhood of Ramat Sholo as an insult when it was announced last week during a visit by Vice President Joe Biden. Interior Minister Eli Yishai gave approval for the construction 4 hours before Biden spoke at Obama's commitment to Israeli security in the face of what both countries sees as threats from Iran. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday called the timing of the move a bureaucratic mishap. Ramat Shlomo is considered a Jewish neighborhood. The Jewish District Planning and Building Committee approved the project, did not consider its decision controversial. Turkish Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan has threatened to expel thousands of illegal Armenian immigrants after American and Swedish lawmakers passed resolutions condemning what is considered to be a genocide the mass killings of Armenians early in the 20th century. Turkey has warned that the votes could hurt reconciliation efforts between the majority Christian Armenia and the Muslim Turkey. On Tuesday, Mr. Erdogan said there are currently 170,000 Armenians living in our country. Only 7,000 of them are Turkish citizens, but we are tolerating the remaining 100,000. If necessary, I may have to tell these 100,000 to go back to their country because they are not my citizens. Red Surge protesters continued their government rally in Bangkok earlier last week. The United Front for Democracy Against Dictatorship is demanding new elections plans to increase support in the capital province's reinforced rally that was showing signs of weakening after 4 days last week. Last Sunday, 150,000 protesters took to the streets, with thousands remaining. The red-shirted supporters ousted former Premier Thaksin Shinawatra emptied bottles of their own blood outside Upsit's residence and went on last Wednesday in a symbolic sacrifice after government rejected calls for elections. Thaksin is ousted in a coup in 2006 and later sentenced in absentia to 2 years in jail for graft. When we come back, the Google Nexus phone is launching on a new network. We'll tell you who. And Sandra Bullock moved out of the house, and we'll tell you why.
On March 27, 8:30 p.m., millions around the world will turn off their lights.
For 1 whole hour.
All over the world. Earth Hour. It's time for America to lead
On clean technologies
and clean jobs.
because we care about our planet.
And our country. Let the world know you want action on climate change. Turn out for Earth Hour. It's simple. Earth Hour, March 27, 8:30 p.m.
And welcome back to SLU News 22. David's back now with a look at the long-range weather. You said earlier in first weather it's going to be rainy.
There is another chance for rain later this week, but I think the thing you're going to want to focus on is before that rain chance, when we have some very sunny weather and warm temperatures. We did have some very warm temperatures today as the sun came out. Temperatures warmed up all the way to 60 degrees out at Lambert. Here at SLU, we saw a high of 58 degrees after a low of 39 degrees this morning, so it's a big rebound, especially after those clouds cleared. It was a great day outside. Hopefully you got to enjoy it, but if not, there is more warm weather on the way. Looking at our regional temperatures, you can see we made it into the low 60s around the St. Louis area, off to the east where that big storm is. Stayed cloudy and rainy throughout the day, so temperatures remained in the low 40s. However, off to our west, they saw full sunshine all day, and they have some very warm winds blowing out there. It made it all the way up into the lower and middle 70s. Some of that air will be working its way in our direction tomorrow, but it will be trekking across an area of very deep snow that fell over the weekend across eastern Kansas and western Missouri. That kept them in the low 50s today, and that'll help to moderate this warmer air as it heads in our direction over the next couple of days. Here is that big low. It's spinning off to our east over Kentucky right now. It's taken all the rain and clouds with it, and it will continue to move away and leave us with sunny skies over the next couple of days as that storm pulls off to the east and is replaced by a new storm. However, this one, as it develops across Nebraska and moves in our direction, will pull some very warm air in. All those 70s you saw across the western plains, those will be being pulled to the east with this storm system, and it'll mean some very warm temperatures for Wednesday. However, on the backside, quick flip back to very cool weather for Wednesday. However, there is no rain in the forecast with this storm. It's the next one that's bringing us some rain. So when you wake up in the morning, 40 degrees, still on the cool side, probably want to grab a jacket if you're headed to one of those 8 a.m. classes. By noontime, however, it's going to be very warm, up to 64 degrees, light west winds, and a high of 70 tomorrow afternoon. So get out and enjoy the nice weather, because it's only going to stick around for one day as that cold front does come through Tuesday night. Tuesday evening, increasing clouds, temperatures falling back to 60 degrees, and they will continue to fall. Here is the rest of your 7-day forecast. Temperatures fall Tuesday night into the middle 40s. And then that cooler air arrives on Wednesday, a high of only 59. However, that is right about average, so it's not really cool. It's just going to feel cold after tomorrow. And then that storm system arrives Thursday into Friday with a chance for showers and thunderstorms with highs in the upper 50s. And yet another storm for the end of the weekend with more cooler weather. So we're just on a little roller coaster ride here with some really warm, cool, warm, cool. It's just going to, we're transitioning into spring, so we can look forward to more of these big ups and downs as we go through the next couple of weeks.
It's a pattern we're familiar with. I mean, it gets warm, it rains, and then,
I think we can safely say we can remove the chance for accumulating snow from the forecast.
Finally.
So, finally, yes.
All right. Thank you, David. As always, you can keep up with the latest weather conditions on our website, SLU-TV.SLU.edu. This spring, customers have a chance at Google Nexus One. Sprint has not announced the availability, nor has it announced pricing, but the phone will be available through Google's online store. Google announced on Tuesday that the Nexus One will be made available on AT&T and Rogers Wireless. Sprint in its release claims that its 3G network has twice the coverage of AT&T and 10 times the coverage of T-Mobile in square miles, both of which offer the Nexus One. The Nexus One retails for $529 with no contract or $179 with a 2-year contract on T-Mobile. Windows Phone 7 will not have cut, copy, and paste on its initial release like the Apple's iPhone, Microsoft has said. In its place, users will be able to perform a single tap action. The new platform will not support Adobe Flash either. The ability to run mobile applications built for Windows Mobile and previous versions of the company's smartphone operating system won't be available either. In related news, HTC's HD2 smartphone, which runs Windows Mobile 6.5, goes on sale on the U.S. later on this week, but many fear that the phone sales will be limited because there's no clear upgrade path for the phone from Windows Mobile 6.5. Internet Explorer 9. Microsoft unveiled Windows Internet Explorer 9 at the Mix 10 last week. The new browser, which was available as a platform preview, supports HTML5 video, is powered by a new JavaScript engine called Chakra, and supports web technology such as CSS3 and SVG2. IE9 scores 55 out of 100 on the ACID 3 standards test, an increase of 20 out of 100 for IE8, which ships with Windows 7. Google Chrome, Opera 10, and Apple Safari score 100 out of 100 on that test. The new browser will only support Windows Vista Service Pack 2 and higher. A final version of IE9 is expected next year. Scientists have discovered a new planet called CROT-9b. The planet discovered by the CROT satellite is a Jupiter-sized planet with an orbit similar to Mercury's. In the Journal of Nature, the scientists say it's the first planet of its type which can yield detailed information. More than 400 exoplanet planets outside the solar system have been discovered so far. Coro 9b has a temperate climate, and the surface temperature is estimated between about -20 and 160 degrees Celsius. The planet was discovered by an international team of 60 astronomers and identified using the, quote, transit method. During its orbit of 95 days, it passes in front of its central star or transits for about 8 hours. In entertainment news, Oscar winner Sandra Bullock will not be attending the London premiere of her movie The Blind Side because of an unforeseen personal reasons, unquote. The LA Times was reporting Bullock's sudden drop out of participating in the premiere comes after recent reports that her marriage to West Coast Chopper CEO Jesse James may be in trouble. Tattoo model Michelle Bombshell McGee claims that she has a months-long affair with James while Bullock was away filming The Blind Side. People magazine reports that Bullock has left the LA home for which she shares with James. Alleged Tiger Woods' mistress, Jocelyn James, reportedly released extremely graphic, never-performed scene text messages she collected while in an affair with the championship golfer. James posted over 100 text messages on a website that she started 2 weeks ago, reports TMZ. She wants the truth to be out about her alleged relation with Woods. Woods announced on Tuesday he would begin his 2010 PGA Tour season at the Masters, ending a 4-month hiatus brought on by his sex scandal. James, also known as Veronica Siwick Daniels, came forward with her attorney Gloria Allred last month after watching Woods' public apology, which he acknowledged his affairs. Allred called the apology, quote, a staged public relations stunt and a, quote, disgrace. Entertainment Weekly is reporting that Fox and Conan O'Brien are in preliminary negotiations with an outline for a deal to establish a late-night show on Fox. No official offers has been made, and O'Brien would have to accept significant cuts to his $50 million annual budget afforded to him on the Tonight Show on NBC. Speculation about the TV show's new home has been rampant ever since his departure from the Tonight Show on January 22nd. O'Brien is currently gearing up for a 30-city live comedy tour that may be filmed for a TV or theatrical release. Some changes in store for Donald Trump's Apprentice show on NBC. Filming for the next Apprentice will begin in June for a fall run on NBC. Two major changes will involve the dropping of the word celebrity from its title of the show and its return to the Big Apple. The version of the show, which will feature 14 people of different ages and economic circumstances who have been hit hard by the economy, but not all of them will be unemployed. The Back to Basics version will likely premiere in September, with another version of Celebrity Apprentice airing the following February. When we return from the break, we'll have sports, so stay with us.
I acknowledge that we are all Billikens,
regardless of race,
religion,
gender,
age,
ability,
political affiliation,
sexual orientation,
and culture. Only by understanding and appreciating that we are all different
can I truly recognize
each person's unique value,
contributions, and potential.
By recognizing and valuing the
diverse members of the St. Louis University community,
I can grow deeper in my relationship
and develop into a man
or woman
for others.
We are all Billikens.
One in 6 adults has a mental illness. And we face a stigma that can be as painful as the disease itself. Change a mind about mental illness, and you can change a life.
back to SLU-TV with White Hairs with sports now, and we had a very busy weekend with these NCAA tournament.
Yes, I hope you didn't fill out a bracket, because if you did, you might need to throw it away.
I didn't.
In college hoops, we have upsets, and more upsets. As the first and second rounds of the men's NCAA tournament comes to a close, some teams who were expected to do big things were deflated by everyone who was counted out. Villanova, X'd out by St. Mary's. Wisconsin and Temple, X'd out by Cornell. Georgetown, X'd out by Ohio. And Notre Dame by Old Dominion. And probably the most heartbreaking and unexpected, Kansas was X'd out by the University of Iowa. With Kansas gone, Kentucky and Syracuse are the new favorites. But you should still watch out for K-State, West Virginia, and Duke to make some headlines. And what about the underdogs of these past 2 rounds? Will they fall short, or will they continue to upset people's brackets? In basketball, Billiken sports, the basketball team hosts Green Bay tonight at 8 p.m. in the quarterfinals of the CBI tournament. As everyone can see, spring is finally here, and with spring comes spring sports. The 11-9 baseball Billikens will be traveling to take on SEMO and Ole Miss after having a doubleheader sweep against number 19 Kansas last week. Men's and women's tennis teams are both off to good seasons, as the men, who are 7-3, narrowly beat SIU last weekend, and the women, who are 9-5, shut down SIUE. Also, track and field has its first outdoor meet at SIU in Carbondale this weekend, so we wish them the best of luck. Back to you, Kareem.
Thank you, Will. And, of course, I saw West Virginia completely decimate Mizzou. So,
yes.
Well, what can you say?
Unpredictable.
Of course. Yeah, when we come back, we're going to have a very, very, very interesting look at a volcano. So stay with us.
It's not about what country you're from, but what planet you're from. Your light switch is your vote. We're aiming for 1 billion votes for Earth, because our planet is worth saving. Vote Earth by simply switching off your lights for 1 hour and join the world for Earth Hour.
One in 6 adults has a mental illness, and we face a stigma that can be as painful as the disease itself. Change your mind about mental illness, and you can change your life.
The images from Haiti are heartbreaking. Homes, hospitals, and schools destroyed. Families searching for loved ones. Parents trying to feed their children. But we can all do something. We can help the American Red Cross as it delivers the food, water, and medicine that can save lives. Donate $10 by texting Haiti to 90999. Visit redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Thanks for your help.
It's Live TV, folks. But lastly tonight, we have dramatic video of a volcano eruption in Iceland. So take a look at this.
Yeah, this volcano started erupting earlier, well, I guess last week, on top of a glacier near the capital city. So they've had to evacuate many homes as they're afraid, one, of flooding from the hot lava melting the glacier, but there's also the danger that a secondary volcano right next to this one could erupt as well. You can see that's some pretty incredible video there of the lava spewing out of that ice sheet.
Yeah, it's really interesting watching it. It seems like, well, I guess people would think, well, there's all that ice. It might slow it down a bit, maybe, but no.
Yeah.
Too hot.
Yeah, definitely too hot.
It's going to be melting away that glacier, so it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of days with that volcano. Now, we're not talking about any volcanoes here in St. Louis, but we are talking about warmer weather. High temperature tomorrow is looking to be around 70 degrees with mostly sunny skies, a high of 59 on Wednesday as a cold front pushes through the area. It looks like the icons on Tuesday and Wednesday should be reversed. We are going to be seeing plenty of sun tomorrow. Then rain moves in for Thursday. We could see some heavy rain and maybe even some thunderstorms along with some cooler weather. So we get a look at summer tomorrow and then it's back to early spring.
Okay.
It's like teasing a kid with candy. Just up and down, up
That's a
and down.
great way to put it. Of course, we thank you for watching us this week. We'll be back here on Thursday. You can follow us online at SLU-TV.SLU.edu and on Twitter. You can keep up with our news from our content partner, University News, at unewsonline.com. This is SLU News 22, and we'll see you back here Thursday.